Let's see how it all comes together, how we put everything onto plot layouts. Because there's a couple of things we have to cover there too. But how do you go about adding all this detail, all this content onto plot layouts?
Okay, so what we already have here, I already actually created 2 layouts, but I will just add this one
that gave me the idea.
up to the other ones, yeah. So actually, the difference between a layout and the drawing itself, that this is a preparation to print or publish. This is the original drawing. This is where you make the detailing and everything else, and then you decide on what size of paper with what sort of text and everything else you would like to use it. Then everything else that is part of the drawing and is not handled as a drawing information and everything else as a kind of a title box or something like that. Everything else is handled in the drawing. Now, how to prepare something like this? I will prepare this as part of a plot layout. If you would like to create a plot layout, you have 2 options. Either you add it to an existing one. In that case, you select this and then use the tool in the documentation, plot layout, prepare plot layout. Or if I do not select it, but instead of that, I'm somewhere else, I'm on this drawing, and I say, okay, plot layout, prepare plot layout, and I just do the same thing. This should be, let's go with ISO A3, for example. This should be landscape, and I can even add kind of what we call a plot stamp or title box. I will describe this later, but I'm just selecting now one. And then, well, okay, this is the layout, and then I can actually fill this up automatically with information that I have provided earlier in the file BIM project settings. If I did not do that, this won't do anything, but if I filled it up, then some information will come from that. I only filled up the consigner, the designation designer, and the project, but all of these are coming here, and I can just say, okay, just fill it up with this information, and then the software automatically fills them up. You can actually use static groups as well, that's fine. You can create, and you should create your own, because everyone has to have, everyone likes, maybe. Yeah, with a company logo or something like that, or you can go with this one. All will work the same way. And then now to assemble the layout, you can go and select, well, let's just go with the floor plan, and I should go with the ground floor. This ground floor should fall here in a size, I don't know, let's go with 1:100. I think this should fit the screen. And let's just place it over here. Now I can see that perhaps I can see too much of this area. This will be part of a different documentation, so I don't want to see this part. If I click on the layout, I mean the part of the layout, the drawing representation of the original drawing, because that's not the drawing, this is just a plot layout representation. I can change its borders. I can just say that, okay, I don't want to see the right-hand side, because actually I would like to place another copy of this here. And then this is how you can assemble it. You can actually paste the same drawing twice, or just as many as you wish, saying that, well, okay, let's just go with the ground floor again. But in this case, this should be, I don't know, 1:50. That's rather large. But I'm using this to delimit the content to only
so you can offset
one of the rooms, for example. There is another way, which I will show you again, show you as well, but I'm just simply using the same tool to limit what I can see, and then just move it somewhere. I can even rotate it and things like that. But now we can see the same original drawing. They are like windows or portals to the original content. And whenever I change the original content, I will show you that the software will reflect those changes, and it will actually update when I say so. It will update the content. Let's just do something like that. Okay, I'm about to remove this here and this here. See that dimension also disappeared because it was linked
connected
to the item.
Right.
I actually erased them. I don't want to see them because we changed our minds. And then I come here and I say, okay, update this one, right click and refresh this. If I actually would like to refresh all of these, I click on this one, but now I just choose this one. And then the software rereads this information, replaces with the original, and then now it's the current version. So whenever you would like to, you worked on something, I don't know, months ago, so you are not sure, you did some changes, but you're not sure if it's up to date, you should just right click there and say, okay, update everything, and then just wait until it finishes its task.
You mentioned something about having several versions of the same model on
Yeah.
one plot layout. How do you do that? Do you need to copy the model, do changes, and add it as a separate drawing? Or
No, well, you can do that, but there's a faster and more kind of self-containing way to do so. Well, what we see here is the drawing, but what we want to see is the same drawing with different representations. For that, the software implies the idea of layers. Now, the layers are something that are for handling versions. So if I would like to see this drawing in the left-hand side in a small, larger version, but without the furnishing for any sort of reason, all I have to do is to make sure that I have placed everything on the proper layers, and then go and edit this one. See, I'm not editing a property of a wall, a window, or something. I'm editing the property of this insert.
yes.
And then here I can decide, okay, this should be represented
from here.
Yeah. But I cannot do many things. I can only change the visibility, because here I cannot edit anything. It's just a visual representation of the original. So let's say I don't want to see the objects, these, and these, and well, I just disable everything like this, and see they are gone because they were objects and they were on object layers, and then say okay, and then now I can see the same content. So if I change the wall here, and it will be reflected here as well. If I go back and change something here, I can update both of them. But the same thing, one copy will be represented with this information in it, and the other will be represented with a different one. And to complete this cycle, let me show you a third way of pasting things here, and that's when you already decided that you just would like to insert one specific detail of that drawing, and this comes this way. Let's say I'm about to copy a part to the plot layout, okay? And then now I'm selecting, for any sort of reason, I'm selecting this one.
This corner.
And picking up with that corner point. And then coming to this one and saying then, okay, just paste it here in any of these. Or I can actually just pick and type a certain value as well. Let's say I would like to see it in 1:25. It's very large, but
yeah, but
I'll just place it here.
So.
See, and and I can do the same thing with this one. I can make changes with because it was too large. So that's enough. I just wanted to represent this value here. And the same thing you can do with layout, with elevations and sections. I see there that we have a question about how we can do the detailing and other things like that. You can actually make at any time a copy of the dynamic content, which is the original, which was the original section, which was auto-generated, and it keeps the link with the original building parts. You can select that, make a copy, and paste it into a 2D view.
Yes,
we have.
It's very important, and we have to emphasize that, that it's not good practice to add additional details, drawing or measurement onto the plot layout. So the plot layout is only for collecting things from your model, right?
For publishing, yeah.
Yes, but if you want to have, for instance, this detail of this corner window, and you want to add additional details, you want to create a more detailed window jam, you take first this from your 2D plan onto another separate 2D drawing, then or 2D window, then you do the detailing over there with everything that you want to finish there, and then you grab the final product and add it to your layout.
I think I can quickly show an example about that, because I already auto-generated the section. I used this section tool and created two sections. It generated the section, and I made a copy of those and pasted into a sections drawing, and then the same way I created elevations. Now, this section drawing is not linked to the original document, the original building already, but I can make changes which otherwise I could not do only by modeling those. So I just made, tweaks and 2D detailing here. And then now I already pasted this the same way I pasted onto this layout or this one, and then I just would like to highlight this part and paste it the same way. So I can do it the same way around and just go to documentation, copy part of the plot layout. Okay, let's just go with this one from here to here, and with this corner point, and then just copy and paste here, saying, but I should not use the Ctrl+C, Ctrl+V, because this is a specific command for that. I just go to paste the plot layout let's just go with 1:20, 1:50. Let's say it's twice as large. So I just placed it here, and then the only thing that I should do here is the specific title or something like that, but I should not change the measurement here. That's part of the original drawing. I should handle that via using over there on the original drawing here, not here. That should be part of the how I consider using the layers and the different versions of the same thing.